Breakfast puppies?
This podcast contains adult language and content and is meant for mature audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
Ruh-roh, Raggy, you're listening to the Glitterbois.
You know, if the CS are the Nazis of the future world, then the dog boy is the SS, sniffing around for those troublesome mutants and magic users and, undesirable DBs. That's what we're focusing on today. The dog boy OCC, or in earlier versions, RCC.
Or the dog pack. Yeah.
Yeah. The Psi-Hound. Man's best friend, put in a uniform, given Wolverine claws, and sent out to find the undesirables in the coalition state society.
Yeah, they're basically man-sized, man-shaped, dog-headed war puppies. And I fucking love them. The dog pack is my favorite character class from all of Rifts. All of it. My first Rifts character was a dog boy. It was a pit bull dog boy with a jetpack. That's all I really remember about him. But he was a lot of fun.
When did Rifts come out again? 93?
90, I think. 1990.
Okay. I want to say that this then predates White Wolf's werewolf books.
I think so. Maybe
so then
maybe you a werewolf. Yeah, probably.
I think Vampire was out like 91, 92.
Somebody will correct us on that.
That's just my take on it. But yeah, so this was the first time you could really do this. And dog boys are cool. They really are, so especially
cool.
the feral dog boys, the ones that exist outside the coalition states.
Yeah, so Dog Boy was right there in the core original Rifts book.
With such art.
Such fantastic Kevin Long art on page 108 of the Rifts Butts edition. And it's got this, that was to me one of the most inspiring pictures of all. I just love that bulldog with the empty white eyes. I'm like, what is that guy on? He's just...
They're goggles.
Is he wearing goggles?
Yeah, they're goggles.
Oh, I never noticed that. I thought he just had these like psychically powered white eyes.
That's 147 if you're looking at the Ultimate Edition is the picture we're talking about.
Which is, they made it smaller and shrunk. Yeah. It's just not as detailed as this beautiful one in the original.
I love the Doberman Pinscher in that picture, the one with the Wolverine claws.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love them all.
He looks smart.
I love that you can play any of these. You've got like the braying pointer hound, you've got the Pinscher, you've got the little terrier, you've got the bulldog, and you've got more.
You think that's what he is, a pointer hound? I always thought that was a German Shepherd.
Is it?
I don't know. That I don't know. I can tell you about the goggles, but I always thought that was a German Shepherd.
It could be. He seemed to be pointing, so I don't know. I don't know all that much about dogs that aren't bulldogs. Because those are my favorite.
Okay, so there are a lot of things to unpack here. If you're looking at the Ultimate Edition, it'll give you a history of them, the fact that they are the CS's most successful experiment in bioengineering, and it goes into a lot of their psychology as well.
Yeah, I'm just looking over the skill list comparing, and they're mostly the same across editions.
This is one of the good boy moments of the CS, which has to occasionally happen, in that they don't abuse their dog boys. And you think that, future techno-barbarian space Nazis would absolutely kick their dogs. But, nobody kicks their dogs. Everyone loves their dogs.
They treat them very well. They are definitely second-class citizens. They consider them expendable, but they're soldiers. They're loved by the coalition populace. The name Dog Boy was, from my understanding, it was a term. It's an insetting term that the military and the populace gave the Psi-Hounds, and the coalition head is like, no, they're the fucking Psi-Hounds. But the term became so popular that they decided not to fight it.
Yeah. They actually have their beginning before the time of the Rifts.
Mm-hmm.
which came up in our previous campaign. And I don't know if we're ever going to pursue that. There's so many leads left hanging in that previous campaign that I'm really sad that we're kind of moving in a different direction.
No, the leads are still there and you can still follow them. In fact, you're actually getting closer to some of them than you might think. But yes.
Okay, good.
The Dog Boys got their root in a facility called Lone Star, the Tex-Am complex, which was a underground science fortress in Texas that the coalition stumbled across and turned into their most successful to date military endeavor. That gave them all of their mutation powers, that gave them so much of their science and technology that has given them the edge over all of the other competitors on the North American continent, at least.
Yeah.
The dog pack is one such thing that they discovered the science for and then kept it going by splicing dogs with human DNA and turning them into these loyal dog people that have the ability to track down supernatural beings, to smell psychics and magic. And they're, think airport security dogs, but taken to the next level and given guns.
Yeah. They are themselves minor psionicists, right?
Yes. They also have different breeds. As we mentioned before, you can play anything like a Lakeland Terrier or a Bull Terrier or a Boxer or a Bloodhound and so on and so on and so on. The original book has fewer options than the Ultimate Edition. They added and expanded them in the Lone Star book, World Book 13, which we'll probably go over at some point in the distant future. But they also have mutations. You've probably listened to our character creation series where we make a dog boy because it's a fine example of all of the different components of character creation, from rolling stats, from having special class abilities, from skills to having psionic abilities and picking powers and other random table sets you get to do. You should listen to those episodes if you haven't. We go through the dog boy creation process, roll random breeds, roll random mutations. We talk more about them there.
Sorry, I'm actually just sitting here reading through it because I haven't read this one in a long time.
It's a fun class. It is so fun. I love getting new players invested in the dog boy.
I want to meet a golden retriever dog boy. Mm-hmm. That would be the nicest person.
Oh my God. Yeah. Do they have a gold? They do. Oh, yeah.
If you're rolling percentages, it's 21 to 25.
I'm really surprised that the golden retriever doesn't get mental affinity bonuses. That's sad because you would think that they're charming little fuckers. This is actually a good example of a class that changed very little across editions. When you look at the Rift's original edition and you compare the dog boy, their abilities and stats and modifiers and skills, to the new edition, it's only very minor tweaks, like a +1 or a +1d6 here or there kind of thing. They are mostly directly ported.
Yeah. A couple other things to remember. A dog boy is tagged. It has a dog tag. It's in the back of its neck and it can be scanned. I think, is this one of the examples of one that started as an RCC? Is it in the original?
It says RCC in the original.
Okay. Yeah.
And that stands for racial character class, dear listener.
As opposed to occupational character class.
Yeah.
Also, just a quick note, we're going to be doing a few of these, I think, of different character classes.
Yeah, and I really like the idea of comparing how they've changed. We don't necessarily need to do that when we go into other gaming systems like Nightbane or whatnot, because those character classes, they haven't had that many additions. They haven't changed at all. But the Rift's original to the Rift's Ultimate for many classes was a drastic change. One of the ones that we're getting to next is going to be one of the most drastically changed yet.
I think they missed an interesting bet. They had a part here where they were talking about their appearance, and they said that some of them have, human style legs, which are forward articulated, and some have reverse articulated legs. A small percentage have the dog leg. I think that the dog leg should have gotten a decrease in height, but an increase in speed.
That's a cool idea. Yeah.
Yeah, like you'd be shorter, but you'd also be much faster because that's just faster for running.
It is. That's, Yeah. Note to self. I like that.
So, Palladium, if you're looking for anyone to work on 3rd edition, I'm here and I got ideas.
Hey, my offer is still standing from a previous episode of my dream would be to just take all of the material and be given the ability to rework it. Not even changing much. I don't need to change the mechanics that much. I just want to represent it. Trim out some things, add some more modern formatting. Oh God, I would love to give this book like the Unknown Armies treatment. And if any of you have looked at Unknown Armies 3rd edition, those are some goddamn gorgeous books on the inside. And I think Palladium could benefit from it greatly. It would increase the price of the book. But you know what? I'm okay with that if it's awesome.
Dog boys get so much. A lot of every class gets more things as they go up. Everyone gets new skills, but just from ground level, starting the game, the things that your character can do, the dog boy has an amazing amount of things that you can do right off the bat. Things like sense psychic and magic energy, recognize psychic sense supernatural beings. Like they're sniffers, they're seers. You get psionic powers, you get psionic bonuses, you get physical bonuses, a ton of them. You get the superior sense of smell, all kinds of sense skills. Your hearing, your sight. You get the ability to bite. Your taste is pretty shitty. You're sensitive to ley line energy, and that's before you get into the OCC skills.
And before you determine what your breed is, different breeds have different bonuses. Greyhounds, for example, they track by sight, not scent. They lose points for tracking, but add 1d4 times 10 to their speed.
Or like Bull Terrier Pit Bull, reduce size by 10%, but 2d6 to PE and 2d4 to PS and plus 40 to STC. I mean, fuck. And the damage from a nip goes to 4d6 and a full strength bite. I mean, yeah. It should be worth noting that even the water spaniel dog boy could go through a village and just destroy it. In the proper setting, one of these creatures is not a throwaway disposable soldier for the coalition. In the proper setting, this is a very powerful creature with complex motivations and just a whole suite of skills.
I will make a note that actually the original dog boy is superior.
Yeah?
He gets some higher SDC bonuses. It looks like, higher SDC. He starts for free with hand-to-hand martial arts.
Ooh.
And he gets 2 extra secondary skills, 2 more over the Ultimate Edition version. Yeah. First print dog boy, original edition dog boy is a badass. Wow.
And it just gets it, right?
Yeah. Part of the
this one
skills.
just starts with expert.
Yeah.
It can buy martial arts or assassin, but it also gives heights and weights. Every different breed has different specifics and things they aren't as good at. Like, for example, I was listing the pit bull. The pit bull is also not the world's best tracker due to its snuffly, jowly face.
Bulldog, for example, they get bonus to SDC, strength and physical endurance, and they reduce their speed.
There's also, remember to get to the mutant abnormality. There's things like unusually small, unusually large, nearly human, exceptional senses, heightened
20/20 color vision.
Yeah. Rat catcher.
Yeah.
Super predator. Supernatural endurance, able to carry 100 times.
Yeah, they add more of these in the Lone Star and in the Ultimate Edition.
It actually says that in the beginning of the section here in the Ultimate, that there's more to be found on this.
Yeah, Lone Star, if you are fascinated in the dog boys, their origin, their culture, how they're created, how they are back at the base, how they get along with other people, check out Rift's Lone Star, World Book 13.
There's one thing about a dog boy which I don't think enough people use when playing one, and that is written in the flavor text at the beginning of the OCC. And that is, a dog boy, not may, but will chase anything that runs. It's not breed specific. It's not by level. If you're near a dog boy and you run, it will chase you.
Squirrel.
Yeah. And I've never seen any player bring that out, but I think that's something everyone should remember. And I think that's probably the most dog-like part of the OCC right there. You got anything else?
This covers it.
All right.
The Dog Boy is my favorite OCC. I've played over a dozen of them when I've played Rifts. Dog Boys are fun, and I love that you never know which one you're going to get, especially if you do it by the books. If you go random, you roll down the line and you go with the breed roll and the mutation roll, you never know what you're going to get, and I love it.
All right. Well, that was the Dog Pack, the Dog Boy. We are going to do a few more of these. We have some on deck, and there's a whole ton to get through. And I honestly think that before the time this show is over, we'll have hit every OCC, at least in the main book.
Yeah, at least in the main book. I would love to get into other things like the APOC in Wormwood, or the Summoner and Diabolus in the fantasy setting, or the Phase Mystic in Phase World. There's so many fantastic character classes out there. If you've listened to us in our early episodes, we talk about how you can play anything. Chances are, if you can imagine it, there probably is some version of it already out there waiting for you in one of the books.
Agreed. Yeah. Palladium and Rifts, they have their weaknesses, but imagination has never been one of them. World building has never been one of them.
Never.
And that's probably what's earned my loyalty over the years, is just the sheer breadth of the imagination. That's where I'm going to end that.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next time.
Next time.
You've been listening to The Glitterbois, a Palladium Books fan podcast. Glitterbois, Rifts, the Megaverse, and all other such topics are the property of Kevin Siembieda and Palladium Books. Please buy all their stuff and help keep them in print and making more games. You can order directly at palladiumbooks.com, and their entire catalog is available digitally at Drive-Thru RPG as well. Our opening music is 8-Bit Bass and Lead by Furby Guy from freesound.org. This closing music is Caravana by Philip Gross, available at freemusicarchive.org. All sound effects used are self-made or acquired via Creative Commons Zero license. If you like what you have heard, find us on Twitter and Facebook as The Glitterbois. That's BOIS. And check us out online at breakfastpuppies.com/glitterboys. And also join us on the Breakfast Puppies Network Discord at breakfastpuppies.com/discord. And if you want to help us out, please spread the word and help us build a community. Thanks again for listening. We'll catch you next time.